big this year with a Home for the Holidays raffle. You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or a cash prize this holiday season and help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish kids with critical illnesses. Raffle proceeds benefit Make-A-Wish OKI, which has granted over 22,000 wishes to children facing critical illnesses all across Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana since 1983. This year's house is a custom-built ranch by Petros Homes. Has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 3-car garage. Just visit homefortheholidays.org to buy your tickets. That's homefortheholidays.org. Terms and conditions apply. All right, guys, it's time for the rookie report. And Shedeur, we made a whole 35-minute topic off the top, so we talked him at length. But Harold Fannin was incredible yesterday, guys. His best game as a rookie, over 100 yards. It's the first triple-digit receiving yard game for a Browns receiver this season. I want to start with you on this one, Bull, but Harold Fannin, everything and then some, including the touchdown at the end where he mossed the Titans defensive back to bring the Browns in a position to tie it up. Obviously, the 2-point conversion didn't work, but he was incredible yesterday.
By the way, the Browns can't do anything right because they put out David Njoku as their Pro Bowl nominee at tight end and not Harold Fannin,
which is a head scratcher.
Which is ridiculous. Harold Fannin was sensational in the game yesterday. He and Shedeur have a great connection.
They do.
You saw it right off the bat in a big spot. I need a first down. I'm in the red zone. I'm in a third and short situation. He's looking for Fannin first. And, early in the season, Fannin had some drop issues. And not that he's never going to drop the ball. He has. I think he had a drop last week, if I remember. But for the most part, he's really improved already. And you talk about a guy who was playing at a lower level of Division I football at Bowling Green.
Easy,
no offense, guys. No offense.
Wow, easy. He just trampled on your
big fella.
resume.
Big fella, come on now.
I'm saying, I'm not.
Isn't that where Ben Roethlisberger played, bro?
Yeah.
Well, he's a MAC guy.
He's not playing LSU every
Exactly.
week.
No, but when he played Penn State and Texas A&M, he got over 100 yards both times.
Right, but the point is, he wasn't playing with NFL teammates.
That's
so
fair.
There's further.
That's
there
fair.
was further for him to go, and what's his yardage now for the season? 6-something.
619 to lead the team.
Yeah, so let's say he finishes with 800 yards.
Very
850.
doable. Very doable.
Right, as a rookie tight end on a bad team. That's amazing.
He's already set the record for Browns rookies, right?
Yeah. Past Ozzie Newsome, he is now the Browns single-season rookie tight end receiving.
Yeah.
It's great.
He's going to break a lot of Ozzie's records before
he's done. May end up being their best tight end since Ozzie Newsome.
I think he will be.
He looks tremendous. If he stays healthy, this guy is just, what a talent he is. And what a weapon, because, that's a position where half the teams in the league really don't have anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if
it's a bonus that you get something out of it.
I mean, that's huge to have that. And I think, obviously they got all kinds of cap issues. I know they like a lot of tight ends, but I would let David Njoku walk. I'm not paying him anything.
I would think
this is my guy. I want this guy to be my tight end for the next decade.
He's tremendous. This guy, the most, I think after quarterback, everybody knows quarterback is the most difficult to adjust to. But a lot of people, a lot of scouts, a lot of people, GMs and coaches will say the most difficult position to really acclimate yourself to is tight end because you have to do 2 things. Think about when David Njoku was here. It took him years to figure out how it was that I had to go about being a blocker, understanding how it would, because you got to run routes. You got to know the route tree. You got to know the nuances of finding zone coverage and figuring that out. You got to block. You got to have he's in motion all the time. And the fact that he's able to only be able to handle that from a physical standpoint, but a mental standpoint shows a lot. I mean, he, in the biggest accomplishment, he just became the most famous Camp McKinley Bulldog. You eclipsed G. Bush. I cannot believe it, Harold. You came out of nowhere and just came. Now I'm playing joking, but this guy, shout out to him being a Bulldog, shout out to him being a Mac dude. But the most impressive thing for me is I love the way when he catches the ball. I don't know where this comes from. Maybe he is a dog. He is a dog after all. He does not let one person tackle him.
Never.
No.
He feels this disrespect. Like, you brought one guy. You better get more people to come to the party because it's going to be a long day if you think these corners and DBs going to tackle me.
He's going to take his pound of flesh.
And you could dump it off to him. And I thought Shedeur did a great job of doing that with Jerome Ford, Dillon Sampson, and him by saying, let me get the ball to these guys and let them work.
By the way.
Hey, Bo, real quick on the yak thing, because I was going to bring this up earlier.
Yeah.
After yesterday, well, he had 60 yak yards yesterday, by the way. He had 114 yards, 60 were yak.
Right.
That brings his season total up to 329 yak yards. That is the 5th most among all tight ends in the NFL.
And it's more than half of his yards.
Guys, you know he is already, I didn't think it would be this high. I knew it would be higher than maybe you'd think, but he has the 17th most yards by a rookie tight end in the history of football.
And we've got 4 games to go.
Tell me what you think. What you think he'll end up with yardage?
I think he's going to get to 900.
900.
Okay.
What do we got? How many games?
He's at
4 games
638. If he averages 60 yards a game, that gives him 320.
Yeah.
Added to what he's got there, that's 958.
Okay. Jeremy Shockey is 4th all time in receiving yards by a tight end as a rookie.
Yeah.
4th all time, 894. So if he gets 895 or more, he will. There's 3.
Top 5.
Brock Bowers last year is the most.
Yeah.
And then Mike Ditka in 61 had
That's
1,078.
That's
crazy.
That's
and then, actually, the third guy's been a disappointment in the league, but he was good as a rookie. Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, Pitts was highly
had
regarded and had a good
1,026. And that's it. I mean, there's only 7 players in the history of the NFL with
Bowers?
more than 726 receiving yards as a tight end.
Where
Only
was Bowers
7.
drafted?
Bowers was drafted in the first round.
Top
That's what I
10.
thought.
And
Pitts was the first rounder.
Pitts was a first-round pick.
Bowers was a first rounder.
Shockey was a first-round pick.
Shockey was a first rounder.
Laporta is 5th all time. I think he was a second-round
He
pick.
was a second or third round pick.
G, your point about that's a position where a lot is asked of you. Yesterday, I saw him, and I've seen him do this in other games so far this year too. I saw him shimmy shake a corner, and I saw him steamroll a corner.
Yeah.
So you're talking about, and what makes these great tight ends is a diverse skill set. We saw it with Travis Kelce, Aaron Hernandez, Rob Gronkowski. These guys had the ability to run with corners, which is rare. These are big guys. Yeah. But yesterday, he had a couple routes where he was isolated with corners, and he got open.
They threw a fade to this man.
Fade to him. And by the way, my favorite moment of yesterday's game was the energy that he came up with after that touchdown catch.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I saw at Bowling Green. One of the things that I saw, aside from the ability to get open and to run with the football after his first contact, the other thing that I thought separated him at BG was he was the fire. He was, how many teams can you say that the tight end's the fire to the offense?
Yeah.
This guy was the fire. It was constantly stoking. And when this team, I'm telling you, when they get good, and I feel more confident right now in this moment that within the next 3 years, we're going to be a competitive team.
2029!
That's the year.
All right.
But I honestly feel like the building blocks are in place. The rookie classes the rookie class that is in place right now, if you can duplicate that one of the next 2 years, it makes me greatly excited to think of him catching a touchdown pass in the end zone against Pittsburgh in Week 17 to win the division. And the fire that he is going to have for that moment and how that's going to absolutely catch the entire stadium on fire. Yesterday it was lost because there were 25,000 people there.
Well, it hasn't happened. It's never happened in Mike's lifetime and Anthony's lifetime. G. Bush was about 5 the last time the Browns won the division. God. So it would be good for all of us.
What was the last time?
89. Oh, no,
yeah.
I was kind of old. I was like 8.
Other rookie we got to mention real quick. Schwesinger, 13 tackles yesterday, a pass breakup. G, I know you mentioned in the run game
every week.
Offensive linemen were able to kind of get up and get into him a little more, but I do want to mention he's the first
what happened?
Rookie offensive lineman able to get up into the second level and block
I was
him.
just checking.
He's the first rookie with 100 tackles this season. He's top 5 in the NFL in tackles with 118 now. And on another week, it's another time where Carson Schwesinger looks like an absolute
Where is he in the tackle race? Third?
I actually think he played a great game yesterday. He was fine.
You know,
tackles, just having tackles alone doesn't mean you had a great game.
I mean, but it's a lot of tackles.
There's more to it than that, but it means
I didn't think he had I didn't think he made an impact, a big impact on the game, even though he had a million.
How far behind the leader is he?
Jordan Brooks is 142.
Jeez.
And he has
a tremendous year, no doubt.
Okay. I'm gonna ask the question because we're gonna get to this. I mean, we just named. I heard somebody, I don't forget who it was, a former player say, this is the greatest draft class we've seen in 20 years.
It is. It's not hyperbole.
For the Browns.
Yes.
Is that hyperbole?
For the Browns?
It's not hyperbole.
No, I'm talking
the greatest
about
draft class ever.
No.
Any team?
He's saying it's one of the greatest draft classes of any team.
Honestly,
in 20 years.
Shedeur will determine that.
If
Shedeur ends up being a franchise quarterback, then that might be true.
Yeah.
And I think he was saying it because he did throw for 360 or something, but he was saying like, they didn't, if you're not expecting like a 5th round pick to do that, like, but you just talked about the tight end game that Harold Fannin is having in an all-time year. You talk about Carson Schwesinger and being in the top 10 in tackles. We ain't even said nothing about Quinshon Judkins, and he had a big time play yesterday.
You know why Shedeur? Can you put that back up? What you just had up? Shedeur makes a difference in that because it's a defensive tackle, it's a linebacker, it's 2 running backs. But if you have a franchise quarterback in the 5th round, that puts it over the top. You see, like these are not. It's not left tackle receiver.
Without going through the list of all the drafts by every team, my first inclination would be to say no. And first of all, you got to see it for more than a year to know that for sure. But I agree. If Shedeur ends up being if yesterday becomes any kind of norm for him and he's the guy,
then this is
beyond this level. By the way, if Shedeur is the guy, if he is. Will we still look back and say, what were they thinking taking Dillon Gabriel? Or will we just forget about it because...
Well, I think we're already able to say that.
Yeah.
What were they thinking taking Dillon Gabriel?
Well, but what I'm saying is, if Shedeur's great, then will we even care?
No, we won't care, but
they could have still taken an offensive lineman or a wide receiver.
Right? That's exactly. But you know what? Like let's
if Shedeur ends up being the guy, then that won't matter.
I've always said I would yearn for the day where we all come in here every single week and it's a consensus that we know who the starting quarterback is and we know that he's good. And I always tell Bull this, as a Bengals guy, right, as a person who watches the Bengals, when the schedule is released, he goes down that schedule and every single year he thinks they can win all these games. When Josh Allen is with the Bills, every single year, they look at the schedule. They don't play the schedule game.
Right.
They just play the games because they know at least they got to do. We ain't debating that.
Right.
It's about how you play that game.
And it doesn't actually happen every year, but you feel that way when your team has that kind of quarterback.
And to have the consensus that your fan base is since Bernie Kosar, there has not been a consensus of this is our quarterback, we riding with this, and we know that we got an opportunity to compete.
No, there was a couple years with Baker where it felt that way. It didn't play out that way.
Yeah.
But going into the season, it felt that way.
Thank you. You are correct.
Yes.
There was, because even the people that turned into people that were not, kind of felt Baker wasn't it. There was a point in time where I think 95% of the fan base, no matter what you were, white, black, indifferent, man, woman, everybody was in on Baker.
2018, 19, 20?
After he won that Steelers game, I think everybody was. Yeah. We were there.
Yeah.
Last thing on this, I just looked up an article, the top 10 draft classes of the modern era.
When is this article from, Mike?
This was written by PFF 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, modern era, they go back to the 2020. This is what they ranked as the top 5 draft classes.
Modern era goes back to 2020? Or
2000. Sorry, 2000.
Okay, about
man, that's a really modern era.
They ranked the Saints, and so I'm going to give you the names of some of these, and see if you can pull. Yeah, you already have it up. This is what these guys have to turn into down the road to reach this category. In 2017, this is the number 1 ranked draft class since 2020, according to PFF. Marshawn Lattimore.
No, he keeps. It's 2000.
2000. I don't know why I'm saying 2020.
It's a lot of zeros in that.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore, Ryan Ramczyk, Marcus Williams, Alvin Kamara, Alex Anzalone, and Trey Hendrickson, all in the same draft class.
That's a dope class.
There's 3 really good home runs in that draft.
Yeah.
5 players in that draft signed 5-year extensions that made him the top 3 highest paid player in their position.
Okay.
You can't put this draft ahead of that yet.
Not yet.
What year was that?
2017.
Oh, that's a nice
In
one.
2010, the Seahawks, Russell Okung, Earl Thomas, Golden Tate, and Cam Chancellor, all in the same draft.
Wow, just 4 picks. That's all they have.
They have others, but those
those 4 are really good.
That was really good.
3 of those guys are Hall of Famers, right? Man. Or will be.
Earl Thomas for sure.
Russell Okung's not a Hall of Famer?
I don't think Russell Okung's a Hall of Famer.
I thought he was
a perennial Pro Bowler.
He was good, yeah. 2018 Ravens, Hayden Hurst, Lamar Jackson, Orlando Brown Jr.
You're too fast, Mike. You're going too fast.
Hayden Hurst?
Go ahead. Hayden Hurst, you can't be all time when your first round pick's Hayden Hurst. You got Lamar, but
Hayden Hurst, Lamar, Orlando Brown Jr., Mark Andrews. Deshaun Elliott, Bradley Bozeman, and Zach Seiler. And as we learned, Zach Seiler's turned into one of the best defensive tackles in football.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
good.
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 That's
And
pretty
what's
good.
funny about that one is it was excellent draft, but they blew their first pick.
Yeah.
Yep. 2012 Seahawks. Bruce Irvin, Bobby Wagner, Russell Wilson, and 2 offensive linemen that played a bunch whose names probably don't know.
Yeah.
But 2
Okay.
Hall of
Russell
Famers,
Wilson, the
potentially.
most maligned
Of all
excellent
time.
quarterback of all time.
Of all time. It's wild.
And last but not least, and I want to mention this one because I don't think this draft class is all that incredible. And if this is what PFF ranks as number 5, I do think the Browns draft class has a chance to be regarded incredibly
Nobody
high
can
if
be
these
on the
guys
list
continue.
until it's at least 3 years, I think.
I agree with that.
It's got to be
Four.
at least 3 years that we see it.
Khalil Mack, Derek Carr, Gabe Jackson, TJ Carey, and Cleveland's own Shelby Harris.
Shout out to TJ Carey, OU Bobcat.
That's okay because this
Yeah.
one has every opportunity to be better than that. Coordinating producer Steve sent an interesting note. He can almost just be healthy, and our guy Schwesinger is going to break the all-time rookie record for the most tackles in a season, set by Patrick Willis at 136 back in 2007.
Yeah, he's
Guys, that's pretty
18
heady
away.
stuff.
He's a game and a half away.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, at his average, he'll get that with 2 games to go.
So
he'll get that in 15 games. It took Willis 16.
so is Judkins on pace for 1,000?
No, I don't think he is.
I don't know.
not-
I don't
I
know
don't
anymore
think
because
so.
he began hitting his backfield.
just shy.
Well, he's really yesterday was hard to look at.
I mean, he's getting hit, but
It's
he
atrocious.
did make a play in the passing game. He'll probably
you
have
can still
over
see the greatness.
He'll have over 1,000 yards all purpose.
I hope he does. All purpose.
All purpose he'll have it. But if
I'd like to see him go over 1,000
I
rushing.
want to see him to get to 1,000 rushing.
He actually is on pace to still go over 1,000.
So
I bet it's pretty close though now, right?
It's just over.
So
Yeah.
if he gets 1,000, you say Harold Fannin can. I mean, he's 900, almost 1,000. You see Schwesinger might be the defensive rookie of the year.
So you got a chance for your rookie running back to get 1,000. Mm-hmm. He's on pace to do it. You've got a linebacker who's on pace to set the all-time single-season tackle records
Yep.
for rookies. And you've got a tight end who has already broken the franchise record for most receiving yards as a rookie tight end. And we've got 4 full games to go and could go over 900 and have one of the top 5 rookie tight end seasons of all time.
Right.
Andrew
That's
Barrett,
a home run
By
class.
the way, whether it's in the conversation or not is all about Shedeur.
Yeah,
Because
that's the cherry on top.
You could argue that as of today, the 2018 Browns draft is better than this year.
Yeah, well, that
As
had
of
some great
today,
players in it.
Because you had
Yeah.
Baker, Denzel Ward, and Nick Chubb. Now, the rest of that draft was trash.
Right?
Okay.
You
But
get 3 hits like
that's
that.
3 though. Them is a lot of Pro Bowls in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, those-
Now, none of those guys are going to go to the Hall of Fame.
No, but they were
Probably.
good, solid players.
But Denzel Ward and Nick Chubb are, perennial Pro Bowl, All-Pro players, and obviously Baker is. But if Shedeur ends up being top 10 quarterback in the league, then this has a very good chance to be. This will be that.
Then Andrew Barry might want to get his LinkedIn together because at that point, like,
I would argue the 2020 Bengals draft, even though it's only 2 players that were any good, is
look at
better
the
than that
players.
5th one you mentioned because they got Burrow and T. Higgins in that draft.
Now-
And they got Logan Wilson, who they've now
now
traded. but
we
he's a
all
good player,
know
too.
they won't be counted because they didn't draft. I guess they didn't draft them in the year, but they got the draft capital. Them picks that the Cowboys got from that Herschel Walker trade, that's the greatest pool of all time. They turned them picks into a dynasty. Like they just never lost after that. How do you just?
That's why up until the Deshaun Watson, you could say it was the greatest trade
Of all
time. The Deshaun Watson trade for the Texans will never be considered for Houston the greatest trade of all time. But on the Cleveland end of it, it is the worst trade of all time. It is worse than Minnesota's.
I
Because
don't
what
think
what
it
it's
is,
done to our
but-
cap. Well, look at the situation we're in.
We
and
got
the
one
lingering
last-
effects of that trade.